Hello, welcome back to another market review. So, going over today's price action, I took a trade. I took a long, which ended up being a break even, and I'm just gonna go through my thoughts and process for today. So, starting off on the daily chart, we do have this previous month low SMT right now. However, I feel like it's a bit soon to kind of act on it because normally we would like to see a change in state of delivery on the daily chart to confirm this previous month low SMT to previous month high. So yeah, I'm not paying too much attention to that just yet. Looking at these things, we traded into a lot of liquidity. We traded into this low, which was the previous month low, and this swing point here. And due to how kind of like expansive and bearish we've been, I would like to see a retracement after taking out so much liquidity rather than just continue to see sell-off. On the 6 hour, we haven't got much. I mean, we had that previous week high SMT, and it's delivered very bearishly since. So not much to go off from the 6 hour chart. We did have a previous day low SMT at the time. So when I was on the charts at around 9:30, I think it was here if I go back. So on this candle here, YM hadn't taken out previous day low, but on NQ and on ES, we had closed below previous day low SMT. So at that time, that was a bullish SMT of previous day low, and that could make us see price kind of retrace and go higher in the short term before perhaps moving lower. Probably expecting something like this, and then we might continue lower. So let me just put this back how it was. So yeah, we had that previous day low SMT. And this is the new range on the 90-minute chart, and previous day high SMT is way up here. So going into today, I was looking for longs as a form of short-term kind of retracement of this huge bearish move we've had this whole week. So another thing I needed to see would be a low time frame SMT to confirm this kind of framework for longs today. So on the 15-minute chart, we didn't have a previous session low SMT. We didn't have a previous session low SMT because all assets closed below previous session low. But on the 5-minute chart, we did have a previous 90-minute low SMT, so a 5-minute SMT. Here, 7:30. We had taken out. So on NQ, we wicked out previous 9-minute low here. But on YM, we actually closed below at this time. We closed below the 90-minute low on YM, and we just wicked it out on NQ. So that is a SMT between the candle bodies of the session. So that was a valid SMT. We manipulated nicely on the 9:30 candle and then closed and had this change in state of delivery. So I entered here. Now, I think this is a good kind of lesson on protecting yourself in terms of the position and just overall knowing how bearish we've been this week. I was a bit more kind of aggressive bringing up stops to break even. So my reasoning why is, if we go back to the 90-minute chart, we were down here at the start of the session. Let me just go fully NQ. Yeah, okay. So we're down here at the start of the session. And up here, we had a fair value gap. So if we were bearish, if we tapped into here, we could see price kind of reverse and go against our long position. Also because if I put a volume profile at the time was from here to here, you can see that, let me just take out this volume profile for a sec. But basically, on this leg down, this was the 90-minute leg, we had a really low volume area right here within the fair value gap. This is where practically no volume was traded. So if sellers are in fact in control, they would be looking to defend their position here. Price would reverse from these low volume areas. But if buyers were in control of this move, this should be an easy place for price to just kind of like, continue higher without any block, without any obstacles, so to speak. So I had that in mind of this kind of like area. So let me take this out now. So got that SMT and I took the long here, and when it went, as soon as it touched that 90-minute fair value gap and it also touched this low volume area, I brought stops to break even. And I was just seeing how price reacted here, and it got very aggressively sold from this point and stopped me out break even, and the trade would have been a loss. So this is an interesting use of volume profile with this SMT model that I've been using, because normally I think a couple of months ago I would have just kind of held through this position and it would have been a loss. But having that kind of narrative and having the knowledge of the low volume nodes and all of that, it made it so that I could be a bit more aggressive with my stop loss, with trailing it up to break even. So yeah, today was a break even day, and overall pretty happy with today's performance. I think everything went pretty good. And yeah, that's about it for this day. Looking back at the news calendar, there was news at 8:30 a.m. So I was looking for setups starting from 8:30 in the morning, but the only setup that I liked was at 9:30 a.m. So yeah, that's about it for this video, this recap. So yeah, hope it was good, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. See ya.